Welcome back, people of the world. Thank you for tuning in to My Medium Mic. I am so excited. I want to begin our episode, but one thing before we get started, I want to say that I appreciate this is my 9th episode, I believe. I really should have fact checked that before I started recording. 9th episode, and this has just become a project, a passion project I can work on after my long day of work. Every week, I know that I have something to look forward to express my interests, my disgusts, whatever about media because it is such a big part of my life. So this is a great outlet for me, and I appreciate everyone who listens. And just comment on the state of our country and this world. I hope that everyone knows that I'm a safe space for anyone to talk to about anything. I care for every single human being, and I hope that things will get better in 2026. But this is my outlet. This is how I'm getting through it. And let's just jump right into things. As always, starting off with music. Yeah. That was actually kind of good. Maybe I should be a Salem SoundCloud rapper. It was because I was looking at my wall and I have a Salem postcard on my wall from when I went there. I should be a SoundCloud rapper. Maybe I shouldn't. That is for future Emma to decide. Anyway, my first topic of music is my iPod arrived. Yeah. So last episode, I talked about my iPod that was coming in the mail and how I wanted to really enjoy my physical media and have an appreciation for that. So it came to my mailbox about 2 days ago from when I'm recording, and it's just been the most glorious experience. That night that I got it, I struggled a little bit to get it kind of set up, if you will. I have a Windows computer, and I also have a MacBook that I had in college, and I tried my Windows computer because it has better RAM. How much dedicated RAM for the server? My Windows was just giving me a hard time, so that I spent like an hour and a half doing that. And then I'm like, just try your MacBook, and sure enough, immediately it worked. So that is a tip for anybody who's getting an iPod. If they have a MacBook, it's way easier. And if you have a Windows, I don't know how to help you because I couldn't figure it out. But I was able to transfer exactly 1,364 songs. You're probably wondering why I remember that number. It's because I stared at it for 4 hours while the 1,364 songs transferred from my computer to my iPod. But that was totally worth it. I was up to like 10:30 that night, and I'm an early to bed type of person. But it has just been so nice to have a separate device from my phone that is just for music. Well, this iPod also has games on it, which is pretty goated, and it has a music quiz. So it plays a song, and you have to guess who the freaking, or is it the artist or the song title? Either way, it is really fun. So needless to say, I've been obsessed. As you can see, I took a picture. I was at Daily Buzz, which is a local coffee shop in Green Bay, yesterday when I was making this slideshow. So I had to take a picture. I was listening to my Kink is Karma, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. I used Jarvis Enhance so you can really zoom in and see. I was, in fact, listening to that wonderful album. It has just been so fun, and I recommend it for anybody who has the desire. I think you should just do it. The iPod was like $172, which is a little pricey, but it was for Christmas. I used Christmas money on it. I'm really looking forward to my walks in the spring and summer and the fall. The winter, I just hate being outside. It's like 17 degrees. I don't want to walk outside, but I can't wait for the moment I can go outside and listen to an album, walk around, and just really enjoy the music. So that's all about my iPod. And it really leads me into my next topic, the goated iPod music. So this is an interesting collection of music. As you can see, a lot of it's the same sort of genre. I feel like I'm really in that fantasy of 2006. It's a good year. 2006 iPod usage. What albums would you have? You would have Hannah Montana. You would have Lady Gaga, The Fame. But then you would add 2025 Addison, her self-titled album. That is the perfect vibe for an iPod classic, for an iPod in general. The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. That's the perfect vibe for an iPod. Teenage Dream, Katy Perry, 2010. The epitome of iPod music. And then, of course, I had to put Audrey Hobart. Sorry, I say her name wrong all the time. Audrey's album, Who's the Clown? I, of course, have a lot of my alt rock music on there, like Pearl Jam, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Maroon 5. I'm blanking on the rest of them. Oh, Fiona Apple. I have all of my music on there, all my physical media. These were just like the vibes. And yesterday I was just like, I was at the coffee shop making the slideshow, and I was like, this is living. This is truly living, having this music on my iPod. And again, I had this struggle. I feel like this is performative, but it's not performative if I genuinely enjoy it, and it's not like I'm trying to show people. I mean, I am like I'm like, look at my iPod, I'm so excited. It's a balance, and I think I'm balancing it well. And anyways, I'm very excited. And if this compilation of music really just gives you that vibe, I hope you kind of see what I'm seeing. And then, of course, this leads me into my next topic. As always, I am tired of being perceived. So everyone perceives every other person on the planet. That was a really good quote. I think you should quote that, clip that. I'm clip farming that. Anyway, I am tired of being perceived in the sense of music. It's hard to not be perceived in other ways, but in my music. And this, it really boils down to the Spotify raptification of music. Wow, that was a really good pull I just did. The Spotify raptification of music listening. I feel like in the last 5 years, for me at least, it was the last 2 years, it was really about showing off what you're listening to. The end of the year, I listened to 1 million minutes. I listened to more minutes than anybody in the whole world. I listened to all the really good artists more than anyone else. I did all this way better than everyone else. I feel like if you kind of understand what I'm saying, you get it. Like it's just there's too much perception of other people and what they listen to. 2 summers ago, it'll be 3 now this upcoming summer, I got earbuds for the first time. My friends were using it, and it was really cool to see what people were listening to, and the app was kind of fun to like ask questions and react. But after a while, and even immediately when I got the app, I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone can see the cringy music I'm listening to. That's embarrassing. So then I was like, I'm going to be done listening to that. I'm never listening to that again because people can see me listening to it and I'm over it. So I feel like it was performative. I feel like I was just worried about being perceived just by my music. And I feel like the end of the year wrapped, the replay also plays into it. It's like who has the most music listened to, who has blah blah blah, who's your top artist. I'm I'm over that for now. I mean, I can't say for the future, but for now, I'm just really trying to be one with myself. The power within, as SpongeBob episode would say. That one SpongeBob episode. I've been talking about this for months. I just want to enjoy the music. I'm in this moment, in the present day, enjoying the music at the base level. I like the album, I like the artist, I like the message, and nobody knows what I'm listening to. I deleted earbuds, I deleted my account completely. I deleted it off my phone. Life hack, if you don't want to go in an app, delete it off your phone and it's really it's really awesome after you do that. Um so yeah, nobody knows what I listen to, and it's a really freeing feeling, and that's not maybe relatable to everyone, but for me, it's really important. So it really sets me sets me off. No, sets me apart. Yes. Oh, someone's texting me. Okay, do not disturb. I don't know if the mic caught up that buzz, but it was quite loud in real life. What was I saying? I kind of forgot. Wow, that's embarrassing. Either way, I'm over it and I'm enjoying music for myself and my personal gain only. So that's all for music. I'm talking quite fast because there's things I want to talk about. And the next thing is TV. And you've been probably wondering, why hasn't Emma talked about Heated Rivalry? It's because I haven't seen it. Just kidding. The title definitely pranked you this whole time. You thought I was going to say I'd never seen it. Guys, I watched Heated Rivalry in early December when it was actively coming out weekly. I caught the last 2 episodes as they came out weekly. I was in it early. Not to brag. Literally not to brag. No, I started watching in December and none of my friends had watched it at that point. I thought I was just like I'm like, "Oh my god, what am I stumbling upon?" Because on TikTok, I had seen very few TikToks about hockey. I'm like, what on earth? Is there like some reality TV show called Heated Rivalry where it's these hockey players? Because people were framing the TikToks like, I wonder if my boyfriend knew that he was going to be watching this hockey show, but it really isn't about hockey. I don't know why in my brain I thought it was like a new reality TV show that I would have never watched. I do not like reality TV personally. I've watched reality TV, but it's just not my first option. And then I'm like, okay, wait, just go on HBO Max and see what it's all about. That week, I I came home from work and I mean, like, I had to put my headphones in because if you know, you know. I watched Heated Rivalry. And needless to say, it changed my life. And it changed a lot of people's life. So I'm not bringing up the show to get freaky or talk about any of the freaky things. Genuinely, I am getting choked up. No, I want to talk about the show in a bigger sense than just the content, if that makes sense. I never would have. I don't even know what hockey, and I know what hockey is, but I don't know what hockey is. I don't know anything about sports. That's not what the show was about to me. I feel like seeing these unknown, at the time of filming and releasing, unknown actors in such, I can't find the words, in such a genuine show. I feel like I'm the media landscape is so oversaturated with actors that we are all familiar with. There's a movie coming out called Deliverance Day. No, it's with Emily Blunt and Patrick O'Connor. I'm not going to Google it because I really don't care. I'm going to see it, but either way, my point is Emily Blunt is in a new movie. I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. It kind of gets me to want to watch it, but I feel like as a society and especially myself, I'm craving media with unknown people in it. I want to see what other people can offer media, and this show is a fantastic example of how if you hire unknown actors, they can really impress you and make your show successful. So, I mean, from what I understand, both of these actors, Hudson and Connor, were aspiring actors. They were pursuing acting. Like Connor was in that Joker movie. I'm not sure what was in before compared to that, but they were waiters. They were like working regular minimum wage jobs. They get cast in the show. They're incredibly talented. I don't even think incredibly is the right word for how talented they are. And now they are stars. Like, truly, this award season is going to be insane with them. The Golden Globes, they were just at this past Sunday, as of when I'm recording. They're stars. They presented an award and they're just genuinely charismatic, charming, and funny. And we just need more. I don't want to say real people, but they're more real than Timothy Chalamet. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And I really hope that they're saved from oversaturation and I don't know what I hope for them in the future. I just hope that they continue making things with such passion and heart. I'm just so excited to see where they go in their life. Um, the show in general, I think, is something that we needed in society. We need more queer media. We need more representation. Not only the Shane and Ilya storyline, but the Kip and Scott storyline. Oh, don't get me started. I cried every single episode. Well, not every single episode. Near the end of the season or episode 5 and 6. Bawled my eyes out, yeah. It's just I don't know, we needed it. We needed it, you guys. So that's all I can think about right now. Oh, I want to talk about the two top pictures. Connor, it was a interview for Vanity Fair. I could be totally wrong. He was being interviewed for like a magazine article photo shoot. The pictures from that photo shoot are fantastic. But he was lip syncing to Like a Prayer by Madonna. That song is really good. And he just prancing around this backyard. And it just shows, I don't know, I can't describe it. And the videos of him as a kid talking to his tablet or laptop or whatever he was filming on, he has just been a star his whole life. And now he's finally getting the recognition. As well as Hudson, do you see that picture of him in the Jimmy Fallon crowd? The photos of paparazzi. Oh my god, I just don't have words, and I think they're hilarious. They're awesome. They're talented. I'm impressed. I can't wait to see what else they do in their life, and I know that the show's getting more seasons. I am just so happy that we were graced with a show of this level. So, thank you, Heated Rivalry, and on to the next topic. Yeah, Black Mirror. I have watched 18 movies so far this year, and which I'm bringing that up because I haven't watched any TV. I mean, I watched Heated Rivalry in early December, and now it's mid-January. Um, so I've been watching technically Black Mirror as a TV show. Um, I watched Playtest, which is the top left photo if you're looking at the screen. I'm trying to think of what it was. is in London. Okay, also if you don't know Black Mirror, it's like it's a show. Each episode has a different storyline. Some of them are connected, but it's very technology based. Every episode has some form of technology that ends up being really bad for the main character. It just shows the negative effects of technology, and if it keeps progressing, what could happen in the world. So every episode has some level of technology, which I think is really cool. In playtest, he was like on vacation and he lost his money, or I don't remember, and he did this like side job app. You can like go on an app and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go mow your lawn for $20 or whatever." He finds this really awesome company, and they're doing game testing on this new like what would you call it, virtual reality game. So he's like, well, I need the money. They're gonna pay me a lot of money. I'll do anything. So he signs a contract. They like implant this like chip in his brain or whatever, and then he like is fully immersed in this virtual reality. There's a safe word so he can come out anytime, but they're doing tests to see how this game will work for the consumers. He's in there, it's like the worst fear. So he gets like, oh, spider's really scary. Oh, that's a real person, and I thought you're real. I thought you can't come into this virtual reality, but you're in this virtual reality. Why are you here? And then it spirals into madness, and he thinks he keeps coming out of the game. He keeps saying a safe word. He thinks he's out, and the audience is watching multiple different versions of how he could possibly come out of the game, and it's this endless cycle. And I don't know, it's very I feel like meta is overused, but I feel like that's a great word for it. I don't know, really cool. I think I gave it like a 3.5 stars because I'm like, the main character was very unlikable, but I digress. And then Black Mirror, what is it called? Nosedive. That one is with Bryce Dallas Howard, and I feel like that's one of the most clipped Black Mirror episodes that you see on TikTok a lot. And it's like this in this story, everybody has a phone, of course, and there's a rating system. So, like, if you interact with someone at a gas station and they're kind of nice or they're very nice to you, oh, I'll give you 4 stars out of 5. Oh, this person kind of was mean to me. I'm going to give you 1 star. But then you have this average rating that after however many interactions you have, it averages out to a number between 1 through 5. And the higher the number, the cooler you are. And the lower the number, the more society doesn't like you. So the main character's just trying so hard. She's trying so hard to be liked, and she goes through this like little goose chase trying to get whatever. It is just showing how a rating system would be so messed up in society because you're judging a book by its cover. The truck driver has a 1.4 stars, even though she's like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. But then the most hated and most nasty, grossest, disgustingly hateful person has a 4.8 star rating. Okay, right. So anyway, that was really cool. I gave that one like, I don't remember, 2.5. It wasn't my favorite, but I put my two favorites on the screen for you right here. So, Black Mirror, San Junipero. Again, that's some sapphic storytelling. Quickly, just a summary of that one. Why I love it so much is because at the end of your life in this story, you get to I think I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen it in a while. You can travel back in time into this like fake world, but you can go to any decade you want of your life, and they're traveling between the 60s, 70s, 80s. I haven't seen it in a while, so if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But it was like a through the decades kind of storytelling, which I'm obsessed with. So, and it was sapphic and awesome and queer. So that's one of my favorite ones. And then Lock Henry, I've only watched it once when it first came out, summer 2023. But it was basically like set in Scotland, which I'm obsessed. I want to go there someday. And it's like a documentary sort of thing. I don't remember at all, but I remember I liked it, so that's why I put it on here. Um, that was really awesome. I hope you enjoyed that part. That little. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna delete that. But anyway, Black Mirror is great. Give it a try if you haven't seen it. Some episodes are like a little long, but most of them are maybe under an hour. So if you are interested, I definitely recommend Black Mirror. And then for other TV, I'm sort of deciding where to go next because I'm kind of at a crossroads. I'm watching a bunch of movies. I'm really enjoying that, but I also want to get back into a show because I loved Yellow Jackets so much. I loved being fully encapsulated, nope, fully engrossed. That's a better word in a TV show. So I'm really trying to see where to go next. So Welcome to Derry. That's like the It series movie spin-off sort of thing. But I did see this like breakdown of what movies and TV shows you should see before watching it. Like, I can't even remember now. It was like Salem's Lot, other Stephen King movies and TV shows. I don't know. So that's a little daunting, and I've heard it's pretty intense. So that maybe I'll wait a little bit on that, maybe for like Halloween or something. Who knows with me? I'll watch anything at any time. I started watching the new season of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I just couldn't get into it the way I did for the first season. So I probably will end up finishing it, but at the moment I'm kind of on the fence. And then two other options that I am like, these are iconic shows that everyone talks about seeing. The Game of Thrones, of course. Not the Game of Thrones, it's just Game of Thrones. I know the ending is not great, so it's like, ugh, ugh. And The Walking Dead, too. My dad was obsessed with it when I was a kid, and he would not let me watch it because he did not want me getting nightmares. But even though I was in middle school and people that my age were watching it, I was so jealous. But I don't know. So I'm really at a crossroads. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. Otherwise, I will be watching a lot of movies, especially to prep for the Oscars in March. So that's all for TV. For movies, you guys, I had a changing of the guard. That's right, my top four Letterboxd ended up changing because I watched Charade. It is a 1963 movie starring Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant, the man. That's an interesting name for a man. Hey, I don't judge, but I don't want anybody to be confused. That is the man, Cary Grant, and Audrey Hepburn. Guys, whoa. Sometimes I just ramble and I regret saying things, but whatever. This movie I was obsessed with. It was a free movie showing at the local museum, the Neville Museum in Green Bay, Wisconsin. They do monthly showings of movies, and it's, I think, like international films, but the first one was an American film. It was set in Paris, so I'm not really sure if that's why they constituted it as international. But yeah, so this was the first movie. It was free. And I had no idea what I was going into it, and I walked out. I was just like, this is cinema. Um, it was just great storytelling. Basically, quick synopsis: Audrey Hepburn's husband dies. He dies, and it is this, like, I'm gonna say goose chase again. That's the only word I can think of. Goose chase of her trying to figure out where this money went that her husband had before he died. And there's a bunch of bad guys trying to get her, and this guy who claims to be a good guy, and then he has like 12 different names that he's pretending to be. I'm explaining this horribly, and it's because I'm running out of time in this podcast episode, but basically, I love the storytelling, I love the pacing, I loved the cinematography, and I couldn't stop thinking about it for a week after seeing it. I mean, it's not even been a week. I'm still thinking about this movie. It was so good. 1963, who would have thought? I mean, Rosemary's Baby was 1968? That's my best guess. I love Rosemary's Baby. It's my number two now on my top four films. So I left the movie. I'm like, that was so Rosemary's Baby coded in the cinematography, in the set design. So I'm obsessed, and I dethroned Shrek 2. I felt like that was sort of embarrassing saying that Shrek 2 is on my top four, because not embarrassing, but I want to get into more. I don't know what the right word is. I want to just get into more cinematic movies. And I'm always going to love Shrek 2, but I want to show my range and what I like, basically. Because that's what I mean, your top four movies is a reflection of what you like to watch. So yes, Charade is now one of my top four movies, and it was so good. It was so good. And that's all for movies. I watched a lot of bad ones, a lot of just filler movies. I want to just consume a lot of things to get ideas for my short film I'm making. Hey, if you know, you know. Um, that's all I want to talk about for movies. And then YouTube, the Measley Brothers. I feel like I've mentioned them before. They're just something so serious to me. They're hilarious, and I have been watching their videos nonstop. I just really enjoy. I enjoy laughing. Laughing is so fun. So I just watch them and I have fun and I laugh. That's just what it is. So if you have the desire to laugh, go watch the Measleys on YouTube. And then as for upcoming things in media, again, Bridgerton season 2 is coming out at the end of January. And then Euphoria season 3, the trailer dropped today. I watched it like right before filming, and I'm excited. Okay, so I don't like Sam Levinson, the director. I've heard he's not a good person. Through the grapevine, I've heard that. But the show Euphoria is something that will define the 2020s, and I have to just see it through. It's been 4 years since the last season. It's been a while. It's the Thingsification of TV shows. No, I am excited, and the cinematography's great. I'm really intrigued to see where the story goes for Rue and the gang. Whoa. I like breathed in really weird. But yes, I'm excited for Euphoria season 3. And then the same movies I was excited for last week. There's really nothing else really getting my attention because it is award season. The Oscars are coming up in March. I think we're kind of getting our ducks in a row for the best picture nominees and going from there. But that is all for this week. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed every week. This is my favorite thing to do each week. Talk about the things I love, and I hope you enjoy and like and subscribe.